Right, so basically, yeah, Matt, you're a pun boy. Yeah.
Look at you.
Look at your head.
Look
At your head. Right, talk.
Look at Aaron.
Look at her.
A little face.
I want to throw something at her.
Wait.
Love you. Oh, look at her cute little face. Right. Alright, hey guys, so welcome to my first podcast that I've ever... No, it isn't my first podcast. My first podcast was a monster podcast. But this is the first podcast that I'm doing with a guest. Today, I've got Matt Bird with me. Yeah, if you don't know who Matt Bird is, he's a mad YouTuber.
Hiya.
All his links will be somewhere in the description. If you can put a description to the podcast. I don't know if you can. Anyway... So today we are going to be discussing quite a controversial topic, which is the education system. Obviously, Matt, you've recently just came out of...
Literally, I've got 2 weeks left of the education system, so I'm still in it in a way, to be fair.
No, exactly, and I obviously came out of education, about 2 years ago?
No,
I properly came out of it 2 years ago, and then I went back to college.
And you went to college?
I went to college and tried to see if it was any better, but it was still a load of
Man
nonsense.
like Lewis.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to be talking about a couple of topics today. The first topic being views on the education system, and the next topic being how could the education system be improved? Because let's face it, being like a millennium and being in the education system, we all know that it is 110% broken. Everything they're teaching, apart from bare minimum, is just a load of crap. Like, I want to go proper into detail with this and just try and get down to the bare bones of sort of why it's so just broken in a way, man.
Really is.
So I've got a couple of questions prepared for Matt. I'm going to ask him these, and then we're going to get into the sort of deep, dark, the nitty-gritty of the topic. So, Matt, first question I've got for you, yeah, is what subjects did you take in school? So let's go to school for Well, actually, no, let's go back. What did you take in SATs? What did you get? You remember that in maths and English?
SATs are a joke. They're literally just a way for the school to look good. So they always push.
But this
push
is
the students.
This is the thing.
Like you're telling a 10-year-old, oh my god, you need to do this. Like your life is gonna get screwed if you don't do this.
Exactly.
And when you're 10, you think, oh shit, this is it.
Exactly.
I'm screwed.
Exactly.
So,
and I mean,
it's not.
In terms of like, what did you get? Like in terms of like your maths and English.
I honestly don't even know.
No.
But I must have done alright. But I don't think my SATs literally made any difference because when I went to my school, because it was like an independent school, I had to do a test to get in anyway, and that was basically like SATs. So my SATs didn't even really matter, to be honest.
No, I don't think. I don't
even know what I got. I literally don't even know.
I don't think SATs really matter too much. I can't remember what I got, but I do remember one thing. When I was in, sorry, I'm trying to sort the mic out, guys. I should have done this before, but like I didn't. It's fine. But when I was in primary school and I took my SAT, so there's a school down the bottom of my road, which is a secondary school, but at the time it was really bad. Like the actual reputation of the school was terrible. There was loads of stabbings in the school, stuff like that. It was a proper bad school, and I genuinely thought that I was going to end up going to that school, but luckily I got into the school that's actually up the road from me, which has the best kind of reviews in the whole sort of county. Is it county?
Yeah, I guess, but no, it's not because it's London. It's borough.
Yeah, there we go. Best reviews in the borough. It was an awesome school. I did enjoy it. I did love it. It did have support for me, who's not exactly 100% academically smart, but it's fine. We'll get back into that soon anyway. But yeah, the SAT system, absolute load of rubbish, bro. Absolute.
It's just a way for the government to grade schools.
Exactly.
So it is an important test for the school, but it doesn't mean like anything to the students.
Exactly.
It's no benefit.
It's the same kind of thing as we get with. Same kind of thing we get with GCSEs though.
GCSEs are.
It's a little bit different,
it's a little
but
bit
again,
more important.
still.
It's still just like.
It's still the same. Anyway, but besides that, we'll get into that. So Matt, what did you get in your GCSEs?
I did alright. I got 8 GCSEs. So I got six of them were A to C, and then the rest were like D's, which is still a pass technically. But I did drama, DT, art, and then I did German, and then obviously like the sciences and everything else, maths, English.
All the ones you basically you have to take.
But I did pretty.
Alright, so back to where we were. So, what's your actual thoughts on sort of like school and the education system itself? Like,
I just feel like a lot. Well, I'll do that again. We'll cut that bit in editing. I just feel that like the whole system is flawed. Like there are some benefits. Like obviously you need to go to school. Like one of the main reasons that I can articulate what I'm saying right now is the fact that I went to school and I learned English and I learned how to do these things. But I feel there is a lot of stuff that is just sort of left out and stuff that you don't really need to know, that they just sort of mount in, and I don't know why they do that, but there is a lot of stuff that is just sort of in my eyes redundant now that you just don't need to know or don't need to be forced to learn. Maybe set as an option or anything like that.
Exactly. And I mean, it all comes down to the sort of fundamental history of the education system. We're still learning subjects, and we're still learning in a strategy that was taught for the industrial times.
Well, it's sort of just become like education's become what it is today over such a long period of time. And I feel like there are some changes that need to be made, but it's just really hard to implement those changes because obviously the system's so widespread and it's so sort of complicated. It's not easy for them to just make changes, but they need to be done.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. Right, so that leads me on to my next question, which is what grades did you get out of...
In my GCSEs?
Out of your GCSEs and out of college, so...
I did really well in my GCSEs. I got 8 GCSEs.
Right.
And that's... I got... I think 6 of them were A star to C, which is like, really good. And like the other ones were just like Ds, which is okay. So I did better than average. I did better than most people. So yeah, I did quite good.
You've done pretty well. So that's always a good thing. That's.
I didn't revise or anything. I probably could have done even better, but I'm happy with what I got.
Yeah, 100%. So, in your opinion, is the education system a waste of time?
No, not at all. I don't think it is a waste of time going to school. I think the way that I can talk to you right now, the way I can articulate myself, I've learnt that from school, obviously. Like, it is important.
But then again, have you?
I feel like I have. I feel like I have learned a lot of stuff. Like, I learned how to write. I've learned how to sort of just, like, write letters, or maybe it's helped me with my confidence. Like, when they make you sort of speak up in class, it can help with that sort of stuff. And
but then again,
my socialising as well.
Don't you kind of think that there would be a sort of a better, more productive way of teaching that kind of stuff than sitting down behind a desk and listening to someone lecturing you?
I feel like it does kind of feel like a sort of conveyor belt, like they've got to get you through and then that's it. I feel like they don't really nurture you like as an individual in a way, and a lot of that I feel like I went to an independent school, so I know it's different. Like they're more centered on you because obviously like you're a customer, they care about you more, and I feel like maybe in like a sort of state-run school, I feel like it's more of a sort of conveyor belt system where they're just trying to get you through.
Well, I mean, I can talk from a kind of state side, and to be honest with you, I don't really... I've obviously never been to private school. I've had a couple of friends that have gone to private school, but personally to me, I can't actually talk upon that. The only thing I can talk upon is as you say, a state school perspective. And to be honest with you, like, going to a state school was nice, and it was good meeting the people I met and sort of having the friends I had. But in terms of actually learning and education, like you said, it's kind of a conveyor belt.
I feel like, yeah, and with mine it was more selective, so I don't feel like there wasn't as much sort of people like messing around in class or stuff like that.
Exactly.
They would just kick you out. They would just get rid of you.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think it was more structured, but then I still feel like the stuff we were learning is obviously the same as every other school. And a lot of that, I just feel like, why do I need to know about the cells in a plant? Like, I know about the cells in a plant, but I don't know how to budget or like manage my money.
Exactly.
At all. Like, they need to teach more skills that are actually sort of relevant to life. Yeah, exactly. They don't do that.
100%. Like, that should be, like, especially in this day and age with social media and everything, like, that should be the number one priority for for kids is sort of learning, not really budgeting as such. I mean, budgeting with money would obviously be a help, but
just managing like how to pay bills, how to keep up on payments and loans and mortgages, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do any of that. I'm kind of scared because I'm like I've got to go into a world that I'm like I don't feel like I've been prepared for. Like I feel like I'm okay.
Exactly.
No one else is.
Like I'm not being funny,
well,
but it's like
it's just.
Yeah, I know what photosynthesis is, but I don't know how to pay a fucking mortgage. Do you know what I mean?
That's
like,
literally how I feel.
It's
that
ridiculous.
Is literally how I feel.
Or like, let me get a better example. Is I know what fucking Pythagoras' theorem is. I don't. But
I do.
But you know what I'm saying, like, but they try and teach you what Pythagoras' theorem is, but don't want to teach you how to budget your money. I know how to fucking count money, but I don't know how to then budget it and put it
A squared
sort
plus
of
B squared equals
exactly.
C squared,
What the fuck do I give a shit
Why do
about
I
A
need to know
plus B
that?
plus who the fuck is this shit? It's all a load of crap. I'm not being. It's just I don't genuinely like. It's a topic which genuinely
relevant.
makes me angry.
It's relevant if you want to go on.
Yeah,
and do that in life.
it's relevant if you want to be an architect. But I'm not being funny, but I swear school, like primary school for instance, anyway, why the fuck do I give a shit who Henry VIII is, yeah? But I don't know the basics of how to fucking keep a friendship.
I get
Do you know what I'm saying?
Basic history about the country that you live in. That's
yeah,
important.
basic history.
But it's just when I don't know. I feel history is quite good, to be honest, because it shows sort of how we've come here as a civilization. Like history is okay, but there's just a lot of stuff like with just in maths, that the whole curriculum in maths, forcing you to do all those sciences.
English.
It's just a joke.
Like
a lot of
English,
it
the
is-
basic English, the basic learn how to write a letter. That's I mean even that, for fuck's sake. I don't even know the last time I wrote a fucking letter.
You can just Google it. You
This
can
is the
literally
thing,
just Google it.
is the times have come so fast that the education system just has not been able to keep up with it.
It's true.
Like when was the last time I wrote a letter? Do you know what I mean? Like when was the last time you wrote a letter?
Well, I write emails, but I structure it like I would write a letter.
Yeah, exactly.
But still, you don't need to do that.
Exactly. At most
And if you want to write a letter, you just Google it. How do I write a letter?
Exactly.
It just tells you.
Exactly. But I mean, it's just, I think they could spend a lot more time, especially now, we could have a lot more well-educated people in a way that would therefore benefit our society, rather than all the bullying we've got, all of the...
You get that everywhere, though. You get
Of
that
course
in the
you do.
workplace. Like that's
yeah,
just something you
that's
get.
came from when you're young. This is the thing. Is like bullying is a thing that's sort of been there and
It just
has always been
with
there.
people. It just happens in groups of people. Like bullying is just a thing. It just happens.
No, but it shouldn't be accepted.
It's not acceptable at all. It's horrible. But
No, exactly.
It happens. Like it's not. I don't think it's school that causes that. I think you get bullying anywhere.
No, but I don't think we've got very. How can I word
Whether
this?
it's dealt with in the right way.
It's not being dealt with in the first place. It's actually the sort of underlying
Yeah.
neat thing of that sort of being accepted in this society. Like we've got a lot of stuff, especially now, like on YouTube and on social media, that I genuinely. This is another subject for another podcast, but I'm gonna slightly touch on it right now because it's something that really sort of has aggravated me recently.
Yeah.
And it's like the way that our sort of day and age thinks it's acceptable to go ahead and joke about stuff like mental illness, diseases that can't be cured. And it's genuinely disgusting the way that we're sort of been brought into a society where that's almost looked upon as normal. And it's
true.
And it's looked upon as dark humour. And at the end of the day, it might be humorous between a certain society of people.
Like you can make a joke about something and it be dark. That's fine. But it's just the way that you do it. Like if you just do it out of context, like if you just make a joke for the sake of being like edgy or like being cool, then that's not funny. But if it's like in a structured way and you make it funny by like telling a story about it, or if it's something that affects you personally,
Exactly.
then that's fine. But if you're just calling out someone like saying, "Oh, hi, you got depression," lol, like that's not funny. Like
No,
it's not a joke.
exactly,
It's just
it's
like
not.
it's just stupid.
It's something that's quite, I don't know, it's something that's affected me in quite a few different ways in the past couple of years, and I've definitely noticed it becoming a thing more and more and more and more, and it's kind of a thing that's looking acceptable within our society, and it's not. I don't know whether that's the education system that's brought that in, or whether that's social media that's made that sort of acceptable, if you know what I mean. I have no idea.
I think it's just people, like some people do it,
Yeah.
and then other people do it just to be cool.
Yeah, exactly.
And then everyone starts doing it.
I don't know. It's something
It's just
that's
what
for another.
happens, really.
That's for another day, for
Yeah.
another topic. But at the end of the day, like, I think that's something that's genuinely disgusting, and something that needs to sort of be looked into more, and we need to be looked into more as a society where we work together rather than work against each other. Moving on. How much time does it take up? That's might have one another question for.
It does take up a lot of time, but I feel like at that age, almost, I think until the last few years, like, you're not really doing anything else. Like, there's not really any good other use that you could put to your time other than education.
But then again, I don't know.
But I feel like once you get to sort of about, like, 14, you start realising, what could I do if I wasn't here?
Exactly.
What would I be doing?
You start like questioning the system.
Like, I started doing YouTube when I was sort of in, like, towards the end of year 10. And I was trying to juggle that and school. Like, I wasn't sleeping because I was trying to do all that at the same time. Which, yeah, I brought that on myself. But that's because I wanted a head start. I wanted to go and do it.
Yeah.
And I feel like my ambition, like, when I sort of started realising, hey, this school, this isn't for me.
Yeah.
It was sort of when I was about 14, I was like, I could go off and start working now. I'm ready.
Yeah, exactly. I think people. This is the thing, is they try and teach. This is actually a topic that I haven't wrote down, but I want to talk about. You kind of brought it up a little bit. Is the fact that we live in a society now where people are made out as if everyone is equal and everyone is different, but then the education system throws that off by trying to teach everyone the same thing the same way. When no one is the same, no one learns in the same way, and then if I...
It's hard because, like, what way would you do it? Like, how are you going to just teach an individual person? Like, it's really hard.
I don't know.
To do that.
This is something that needs to be sorted out within the education system. This is something that I genuinely think is probably one of the major issues within the education system itself. Is they're trying to teach everybody the same thing when everyone learns in a different way, and then this also comes down to bullying as well, due to the fact that some people are then called dumb because they don't learn in the same way as anyone else. It's just gets to the point where it's a little bit like, it almost looks like very... What's the word I'm looking for?
Like, it's not specific to each learner.
Exactly.
It's not tailored.
Exactly. And it's just, it looks a bit... It genuinely makes the system look corrupt a little bit, and it's like... I think teachers agree as well. Yeah.
But there's nothing they can do to change the system. They're there because they love helping children. They love being important because they are sort of some of the most important people in your life. Like, a teacher's gonna influence your life a lot. So they're there because, like, obviously they love what they do. No one's a teacher just for the sake of being a teacher.
No.
Like, they're not no one teaches for the money.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's a fact. You don't teach for the money.
Yeah.
You can get a much better job with your qualifications than a teacher. But you do it because of the love. And there's a lot of teachers that, like, online you see, they're talking about the system saying, oh, it's flawed, but there's nothing they can do about it.
No.
Which is...
we know that it's flawed. We know 100%
Everyone
that
knows.
it's flawed, but there's nothing we can do about it, and this is the thing, it's never going to get fixed if no one's ever willing to put anything into it, and it's like the government and stuff just if anything, they're just making it harder and harder, and it's like, we don't need more educated people in the same fucking thing, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they're just trying to teach the same person the same thing. If everyone's got the same skill, what's the fucking point? Not everyone's going to do the same job.
True.
So, I don't know, it's just...
They're trying to teach you everything, but just teaching each thing badly.
Exactly.
That's it. They're trying to include everything, so they're trying to, like, be like, oh, you're creative. Well, here's some creative subjects. Here's art. Here's drama. And then they think, wait, we have to grade it, so we've got to make something that is creative, academic.
Mm.
So then they do a test, a DT test. What the fuck is a DT test?
Exactly.
Like, why did I have to do a DT test?
How are you going to examine someone on building a fucking box?
Like, I built something, right? That's fine. I built something. You grade that. You mark me as I'm doing it. That's fine. But why the fuck do I then have to do a test and then get graded? Why is there a test on DT?
Exactly.
That doesn't make any sense.
And it's something which I feel like maybe puts our society in a way, and it almost makes our society out to look like it needs to rush things. And in the world that we live in nowadays, in the world of sort of entrepreneurship and stuff like that, nothing comes easy, nothing comes quick, there's no such thing as overnight success. And it's like, this is the thing which the education system has put into play, and it's like, it's almost looking as if, oh yeah, like this needs to be rushed.
Well, they try and set it out as a path. They're like, right, you go to school, get your grades, go to uni, and then just walk into a job.
Exactly.
It doesn't even happen. Like, after going to uni, there's so many people that just can't get a job afterwards, because a lot of the time now, the thing which workplaces are doing is they sort of have the same mindset as us. They're thinking, right, we want people with experience or people that are really passionate about what they do. They don't want people that just have a piece of paper saying that they can do it.
Exactly.
Because
you want to
be honest
see
with
that.
You, the stuff you learn at uni, like a lot of the stuff you're not even going to use in your job.
Exactly.
Most of the stuff you learn about how to do your job is from doing the job.
This is a problem.
You
Is
pick up
we're
stuff on the job.
genuinely wasting 16 odd years of your life on something which at the end of the day might not even lead you into where you want to be.
I don't feel like it's a complete waste of time.
No.
Like, I feel like going to primary school literally made me not be retarded.
No.
Like, I feel like if I didn't go to school, I would be like dumb. I wouldn't be able to speak.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like I would be messed if I didn't go to school.
No, 100%. Primary school, 100% I agree with. From the age of...
I feel like till I was like 13, I was kind of happy with what I was doing at school.
Yeah.
And then I've got to the point where I'm like, why are you feeding me this shit?
Yeah.
Like, I don't... Like, why... What is this?
Exactly.
That's where I got to the point.
Definitely primary school, I 100% agree with. Primary school is the way that you're going to learn. It is fundamentally the way that if you don't go to primary school, you're not going to know the basics of English, the basics
gonna
of
be
maths.
so far
All you're
behind,
basically doing when you go to secondary school is repeating this shit information that you've learned in primary school a little bit more. From year 10 to year 11, you're just repeating the same bollocks that you've learned from 7, 8 and 9.
Like, literally...
It's genuinely...
The whole of year 10 and 11 is like, right, this is how you have to pass the test, learn this. And it's like, you're literally, like, learning how to pass the test. It's kind of like a driving test.
Yeah.
It's like, right, all the shit... Like, anyone who drives... Like, I know this because I've spoken to people that have driven. But all the shit that you learn before you do your driving test, right? You do the test, you follow everything, you do all the checks, you look exactly. Do you actually fucking drive like that when you drive?
No.
No, you drive how you want. It's the same with education. Why are they teaching you just how to pass the test?
Exactly.
You do all that shit, you pass the test. I guarantee you, if I did my GCSEs right now, if I went in with the kids that are doing it right now and sat GCSEs, I reckon I would fail pretty much every single one of them.
Oh, 100%.
I've forgotten all the shit that I've learned.
Oh, 100%. You never use it.
Why? Because I haven't used it for like 3 years.
When was the
last?
last... This is what I'm saying, is it's genuinely just such a waste of fucking time, and that genuinely makes me angry.
I've forgotten everything.
It genuinely makes me angry because it just makes me realise that I've genuinely just wasted fucking 4 odd years of my life on bullshit that I'm never going to use again.
Yeah.
Genuinely, I'm not even joking, am I? Up till year 9, you're learning the stuff that you need. But after year 9, you're just repeating the same shit over and over again.
It's true.
To pass this fucking test. At the end of the day, give me the test at the end of year 9. When all the information's fucking fresh in my head. Do you know what I'm saying?
Not at the end of year 9. You would fuck it up so much. You kind of need the extra 2 years to drill it in. But then what's the point of the test in the first place?
I don't know.
That's what pisses me off.
I think that you're going to be better at learning information, and it's going to show more creative ways of learning information if you fucking give someone a test at the end of year 9 rather than the end of year 11. Genuinely, period. I think
tests are just a load of bollocks.
Because you're not learning.
I feel like they should grade you on your progress throughout the year.
From year 10...
I don't think they should put you in a test because it puts you in so much pressure
Exactly.
to cram everything in.
Genuinely. I think how they've removed all of coursework and just made it exam-based is genuinely fucking stupid.
My mum works in a school, and she said there's a student that she sees, and he's literally got like an irregular heartbeat because he got so stressed about his exams. Like, that is what it does to people. It screws people up. a lot of people can handle it. A lot of people like me just see the side and they're like, it's not going to affect my life. But then a lot of people get...
Exactly.
I've seen people throw up at school.
This is the
they
thing.
get so stressed.
Is I'm quite lucky and you're quite lucky in the sense that we kind of picked up that entrepreneurial lifestyle, kind of the entrepreneurial path when we did.
I got the vision where I'm like...
Exactly.
I don't actually need this.
Exactly.
Like when I'm doing my experience like at work, like working in places, like I've worked in media companies, and I'm thinking, I don't need any of the stuff I learned at school to do this.
Exactly.
And they're not gonna not
And
hire me.
This is exactly what I want to explain to the kids of today, because the people who are getting stressed out in exams...
It's important. Do your best.
It's 100%.
But you don't need to fucking stress about it. It's not that important. It's not life or death.
It's not going to affect you. Full period.
In like 10 years, employers won't even care about
Exactly.
your
Right
grades.
now, I don't even remember the last time I went into a job and they asked me for my GCSEs. Like, I genuinely do not know.
I feel like it's only just boring jobs that they ask.
It's jobs that genuinely need it. Lawyer, banker, fucking...
They wouldn't even care about your GCSEs at that point. If you go to uni, they're not bothered.
Exactly, but it's the system of go to school, go to college. If you don't go to college, you can't go to university. If you don't go to school, you can't go to college. It's
Well,
just
you can
that
go to
system.
uni on anything, really. They don't even care about your grades anymore. They just want the money.
Exactly.
Like, unis don't actually even care about grades anymore.
Exactly.
That's what's funny now.
It's stupid, but right, let's move on. So, pros and cons of education. Give me 3 pros, 3 cons.
Pros. You learn. Like, you learn how to sort of speak, conduct yourself. It's good to socialise it. Kind of puts you with a lot of other people from, well, not in my case, but not different backgrounds, but like it does if you go to a state school. It puts you with a lot of people, different areas, different backgrounds. Also, yeah, it's just a lot helps you socialise in a way, and it can also just like sort of give you a path. Like if you don't know what you're gonna do, school sort of allows you to try a lot of different things,
Exactly,
and then like
100%.
see what you actually enjoy.
100%.
So in a way, it can help you discover yourself as a person.
100%.
But in negatives, I feel like it doesn't help in a way that it's not tailored to the individual. So you're doing loads of shit that you don't want to do. Like at first, it's like, oh, I want to try this, I want to see this, and then after a few weeks of doing something you don't like, you hate going to that lesson. It is the worst thing ever. You're like, oh, I don't want to go to German. I remember do this. It sucks.
I remember in history, when we done the taster lesson, I don't know if you've done the same thing.
Yeah.
In year 9, we had a taster lesson for history, and it was all this JFK stuff, and it was all like, oh yeah, we're going to do all these projects on how he got assassinated and all this shit.
Clickbait.
I took the fucking
literally
lesson.
clickbait.
I'm not even going to lie, I took the fucking lesson, yeah? And
That's what college was like.
It was Germany 1917 to 1945?
Yeah.
Whatever. And then it was fucking Vietnam. And then year 11 was another two subjects. Another two.
They clickbait the shit out of
Trust me!
That's what
it
college is
looked
like.
amazing!
That's what college is
It was
like.
shit! It was terrible.
College is such clickbait as well. Like they go like, oh, all you're gonna do is make videos, and then like you get there and they're like, study of Steven Spielberg. You're
This
like,
is the
fuck
thing.
off! I don't care about him, bro.
Exactly, this is the thing.
Who cares about fucking Steven Spielberg? Like, I just want to make videos. I just wanna do
Exactly.
myself. And then they go, oh yeah, you can make a video, but you got to do it this way, otherwise it's shit. It's like, no, it's art. I could film a video of me taking a shit, like, and post it on YouTube. If people think it's good, it's good.
Yeah,
like, it's sick.
Exactly.
But my teacher goes, oh, you didn't use 3-point perspective. I'm like, fuck all that bollocks, bro. Like, I want to make a video how I want to make a
Trust
video.
me, it's
Fuck you.
Exactly.
If people like it, they like it.
Exactly.
Like, piss off.
Exactly.
That's every day at college. That's me. I'm pissed off with
Exactly, 100%. It's just ridiculous. One more con.
it. I think it's the way that they force it into you.
Yeah.
It's the way that they're like, oh yeah, guys, by the way, if you don't pass these exams, you're a fucking idiot. And also, your life is screwed.
Exactly.
That's literally what they tell you,
Yeah.
in a way. And it's like,
Well, it's not.
well, it's not.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
Like, it's not.
Exactly. It's just ridiculous.
It's
Um,
mad, honestly.
What should be changed and why?
It's so hard because it's so hard to change it.
No, but don't forget about how hard it is. What should be changed?
Well, they need to cater for the individual in a way. They need to say, like, you like this, let's teach you this. That sort of thing. But it's really hard to think about it, and I think that's why it hasn't been changed. just because it's so hard to just like do it.
Like, I personally don't know how you would go about doing that, how you would cater for the individual, but there is going to be a way. Like, there has to be a way.
It's just really hard.
It is.
Really, really
it is 100%. But I think that sooner rather than later, we need to fix this, because otherwise we are just going to have a society full of fucking robots and full of sheep.
Or you just
at
get
the
a
end
load
of the day.
fucking people that leave school and don't know what they want.
Exactly, 100%.
And then end up settling into a job that they don't even like.
Exactly, and then this is where the world of fucking unhappiness and shit comes into play, and that's another, again.
The government, there's like all these theories about the government trying to get people depressed so they can make money out of antidepressants and all that shit.
I wouldn't be surprised. I genuinely wouldn't be
to
surprised.
Be honest.
How the education system fails entrepreneurs. This is a big one for both of us. This is a big one.
I know you can't sell this in
both.
school. You can't sell chewing gum.
This is the thing. This is
Swear
the
to
thing.
God.
The education system absolutely destroys entrepreneurs.
Sorry about my phone, by the way. The mute switch is like kind of broken.
Same on mine.
So like,
Same on my
it
phone.
just keeps going off.
100%. This is the thing, is like the education system fails entrepreneurs on a daily basis. Daily basic. It crushes dreams. It crushes ambitions. It just makes kids just follow this shit path, and it's just ridiculous. I really want to do a test. I want to get someone who's in school to go up to one of their teachers and say, I genuinely want someone to go up to one of their teachers and say, look, I want to be an entrepreneur when I'm older. I've got this vision. This is what I want to build. And I want to see their reaction. Like, genuinely.
My tutor was sick about that. He was a legend, my tutor. He really helped me. He looked at me, he was like, look, I know you're not academic. I know you're not brilliant at school, and you're probably not going to go to uni, but that's your choice. Like, you could go, but that's not your choice. And he was like, but I know that you're going to be fine. He's like, I know that you're gonna do well because I know your attitude. I know you're gonna be good, and that's what I needed to hear. Because I was hearing from everyone else, or like all my other teachers, oh, you're gonna fail, you're gonna mess everything up, or you're closing doors, like you're putting all your eggs in one basket and all that bollocks. But like, I feel like he was like,
at the end of the day,
like you need to hear like people. You need someone to agree with you.
Yeah.
Because as like a young person, you don't really know, and you kind of need that reassurance.
To go on that as well, when I was in secondary school, I've got to big up my English teacher, man. If it wasn't for her, I genuinely would have failed English. But at the same time, she was a complete prick. So, no, hear me out.
Enough.
So, she was genuinely the best teacher I've ever had. Like, she knew exactly how to teach the system. She knew exactly what to say and how to kind of get that information in your head. And obviously, she was strict when she needed to be and not strict when she needed to be. It was really good. But then, on the flip side, she was very... How do I word this? She was difficult to get along with, and she was difficult to... kind of get my point across to almost. She didn't really like to listen to anyone else.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for example, when I was... This is quite a good example. It's not really anything to do with school, but I was going to move out to Leicester with my ex-girlfriend. So I actually said this to my teacher because she was I was the first year of the education system where they're like, oh, you need to go to college till you're 18.
Yeah.
So I remember going up to her and her saying to me,
legal,
she turned around to me and said like, oh, what are you doing when you leave school, kind of thing. And I remember saying to her, oh, I'm going to move up to Leicester and I think I either said I'm going to look for a job or go to college. I can't remember which one I said. And she was like, no, you're not doing that. I'm going to call your nan. I'm going to call her into college. Yeah, exactly. And then again, she turned around to me when I was doing... when I turned around to her, I was like, what do you think I'm going to get in my exam? She turned around to me and she went, you're going to fail.
What the fuck?
Genuinely, she turned around to me and she said, you're going to fail. right? And do you know what? I got a D in the exam,
Yeah.
right? So I did fail, but they remarked everyone's GCSEs because they'd undermarked them. Got my GCSE paper back, and guess what? I got a fucking C. I passed that shit. That was the moment that I just turned around and I was like, you know what? Shut up. She turned around to me, she was like, you're gonna get an E. And I was like, cool, all right, game on. So I don't know whether she said that to me to make me push harder to get something better. Maybe she did, which if she did, big up Miss Kennedy and that, you know what I'm saying?
She was probably like, yeah, fucking prove me wrong.
Exactly, big up Miss Kennedy, man. Best teacher I've ever had. But at the same time, you were a bit of a waste, man.
Every fucking school does that in mocks, right?
Yeah.
I like literally failed everything in my mocks.
Yeah.
I put in the same amount of effort for my GCSEs.
And passed it.
Passed everything. Like, what are you doing?
I reckon they probably did that. They mark you
that to
lower.
everyone.
They mark you lower on your mocks.
I've had like people crying, like my friends were crying to me, being like, I failed all my mocks, I'm gonna fuck everything up. I'm like,
nah,
you're not. They do that
No,
on purpose. They
trust
do
me.
that to everyone.
100%. But I mean, it's just something which is just, I don't know, man. I don't really know what to say about it. It's just the entrepreneurs. Listen, if you're listening to this, people who have got your own mindset. You've all got your own head. You've all got your own mind. You've all got your own thoughts and ambitions. Don't let the education system fuck you up like this. If you've got them ambitions, run for it. Genuinely just look at it and run for it. If that's what you enjoy doing, if that's what you love doing, and that's the passion you have, just go fucking head first and run for it. Like, forget what the education system says. They want to put you into this system where it's fucking... What they want to do is they want low reward, high...
What do you mean?
High...
Low risk.
Low risk, low reward. If you want something which is high risk, high reward, fucking run for it, man. Go and get that. I'm telling you right now. Honestly, if you don't try, you're never going to succeed. That's as way as it is. Do you know what I'm saying?
Because what can happen is, like, a lot of people, like, if you're weak or, like, you're not too sure what you want, people will just crush your dreams. People will say, like,
100%.
oh, you need to do this because then you'll know what you're doing. And then you'll end up stuck in a system that you can't get out of.
Exactly. It's like my auntie turning around to me and being like, oh, you need to get a job you hate. I was sat there thinking, that is the biggest pile of shit I've ever heard come out of your mouth. You need to get a job you hate. What kind of bollocks are you chatting? Behave. Next one. Not having enough freedom within exams. So what I'm talking about is like the subjects you take, not having that sort of openness to pick exams that you want to do. So Erin was talking earlier about the block system in exams. Don't know if you have the same thing.
I think I know what you mean.
Where you pick, in year 9, where you get the exams.
Where they tell you which GCSE you want to do.
So you get like art, photography, video, whatever, in one block, and you can only pick one out of each block. Come on, man, what's that? Do you know what I'm saying? What's that? What about if I want to do photography and art?
Yeah.
Like what?
Because sometimes you can't pick two.
Exactly, it's just stupid, man.
Oh, I remember that. Fuck, I wanted to do geography instead of like... I think I wanted to do geography instead of art. I'm happy I didn't.
Yeah.
Because I did really well in art. I just didn't... At the time, I didn't like my art teacher. But then he turned out being like the best teacher I'd ever had. So that's why I didn't want to do art. Because I didn't really like the teacher, which is a fucking stupid thing to do. If you want to do it, you should just do
100%.
it. Even if you don't like the teacher.
Exactly.
But the thing was like, I had to pick art because geography was like in like a different block, and it wouldn't work together. So that's kind of unfair. Like, you can't really choose what you want in a way.
Exactly.
You kind of have to make compromises.
Exactly. You've got like a very limited, and that could genuinely fuck with your future. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Definitely.
you could fail a whole GCSE purely because you don't give a fuck about it.
Yeah.
But you've been forced to take that.
And then you end up dropping out. A lot of people that were doing German were just like, no, I fucking hate this, and just dropped out. So then you end up like wasting a GCSE that you could be doing and just doing 3 lessons, which is like just chilling for 40 minutes, wasting the time.
It's stupid. Anyway, next question. It's almost as if it's a prison. Do you agree or not?
Bullshit.
How?
No.
How?
Because they let you go at the end of the day. It's not.
At the end of the day, yeah, they let you go, but then again...
It's not prison. It's bullshit.
No, it's almost as if it's like a prison, because you're forced to go,
Well,
You've got no option whether you want to go or not. And now that's been brought to 18. You've got to be 18 before you can actually pick up and walk on your own fucking 2 feet.
it's kind of like the government's insurance policy though, because sending people to school makes sure that the population isn't like stupid, and then it means that everyone's employable. Because like, if you didn't go to school and you're dumb, then you
No.
benefits.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying like it's fine. Go to school. But at the end of the day, allow people out for lunch and allow people out
They do.
to go. No, they don't. Not in state schools, they don't.
Oh, not like outside, yeah.
No, that's what I mean. Let people outside of the
Well,
school.
they have a duty of care, so like if anything happens to you, they're fucked. Because they're basically your parents when you're in school.
I don't know. I think
That's the reason why they can't do that. It's just because if they did that and something happened, they're responsible,
Yeah.
and they don't want that. If I was looking after someone else's kids, right, and then I had to let them out for lunch, I would shit myself. Just because they're not my kids. Like, fuck that. I can see why they don't do that.
I suppose
I get
so.
that.
I suppose so.
And when you're
when
in sixth form, when you're in college, they let you off. Because
Yeah.
once you're 16, they don't have a duty of care.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I don't think it's like that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like it's not.
Alright, last question of them all. What can improve the system, in your opinion? What do you think? If there was something that could be done.
We've kind of gone over this already, to be honest.
Yeah, but
But
give me 1 or 2 things that you think could genuinely change the system.
I just think the whole like more tailored to the individual thing is a really big
Yeah.
deal, and that's kind of what independent schools are trying to do.
Yeah.
They're trying to be more focused on individual students, and I think every school's trying to be like that as well. They're trying to actually think of the individual and they need to value you for you and not just for your grades. So they don't need to like, because I feel like sometimes they might think, oh, these are just the stupid kids
Yeah.
and these are the smart kids.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not true. There's
Do you know what was really mad
so
as
many
well?
smart people that fail all their exams.
Do you know what was really mad as well? I was lucky with English because I had the best English teacher for the lowest set, right? Which is what you need. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
So then for the lowest set, you need the best teacher because obviously if you're slow at learning, you want someone who's patient and knows what's all there. But do you know what was weird for maths? Do you want to know the reason that I failed it?
Why?
The whole fucking 5 years I was there, all the teachers they gave bottom set were fucking stupid. They did not know how to teach. I remember having one teacher in year 9 called Miss fucking Frimpong, yeah?
Wait,
Man,
what?
like Miss Frimpong, do you know what I'm saying? This was my teacher for maths. But her name, but I remember having her, and I remember her turning around, and there was one point where she genuinely just said, pick up the textbook, copy this out of the textbook, done. I remember putting my hand up. I remember a couple of my housemates, my classmates putting their hands up and going like, do you mind helping me out on this question or whatever? And she was like, no, you got to do it on your own. How the fuck is that school? Do you know what I'm doing? Give me a book and tell me to go home and take it out of fucking school. That's not learning. That is not learning. That's just telling someone to fucking read something out of a book, copy it. If I don't know how to do these sums, what do you want me to do? Do you know what I mean? If I can't ask you for help, this is the thing which pisses me off about it as well. It's like, at the end of the day, if you're going to be a teacher, you are there to
I think the
teach.
only reason I passed is because my parents got me a tutor for maths.
This is the thing,
And
it's
she
dumb.
wasn't a fucking cunt. Like
Exactly.
all the other teachers.
It's stupid, man.
That
Maths,
is why I passed.
this is the thing, it's like there was one called Mr. Fuck me, what was his name? I can't remember what his name
Imagine
was.
being a parent and paying for school and then having to pay for a tutor because the teacher's shit
Trust, I'd be pissed.
on top.
I know there was one teacher in my school. There was actually a couple of teachers in my school who were actually quite good at teaching maths.
Yeah.
Guess what? Top set had them. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What kind of bollocks is that? Give the best teachers to the worst students
I feel
so
like the
that you can...
I feel like Middlesex got all the good teachers in my school.
No, it was definitely top set that got the best teachers. It's like, what are you going to do? Like, it's almost as if we just got chucked to the bottom and left and forgotten about. That is genuinely how it was for
They
maths.
just go, oh,
And then
these kids won't pass, so let's not bother.
Exactly, it's so
like-
dark, it's so stupid. And then
They
they
just
wonder
wanna make
why...
their stats look good.
Exactly, and then they wonder why we didn't pass. So it's just fucking stupid.
just
And then
like,
they
oh,
had a
that's a problem
go,
for their
and
college.
then they'd have a go about like, you didn't pass maths, and it's like, well, of course I didn't pass maths
You
because
didn't
you gave me a
pass 'cause you
fucking
didn't
stupid
revise.
teacher.
That's what they say. Oh, you
Exactly,
didn't pass, you didn't revise.
I didn't even get taught how to revise. I still to this day don't know how to revise. How do you revise?
It's easy, man.
But how?
You just like
Just read a fucking book.
You just look over your work, do like practice papers and shit.
That's the best way I found to revise, was doing practice papers and stuff.
And then looking where you've gone wrong and then learn the topics that you've done wrong. Like, it's not hard to revise, it's just soul crushing.
But do you know what? I've learned more on how to revise being out of the education system than I
used to
did
watch
in the
YouTube
education.
videos, or like learning YouTube videos, and I learned more than I did in school.
Exactly. Like, it's just fucking stupid.
It's like the same with college. I've learned more about filmmaking from doing it and watching videos than I have from
That's what it is there's
actually
two
going to
types, I think there's 4 types of, is it 4 or 3 types of learner?
Yeah, there's like the tactile kinesthetic thing.
Yeah, where...
I think that's what I am. It's like you got to feel it.
Yeah, that's what I am as well. I'm like, do, rather
Yeah.
than just fucking read some bollocks. That doesn't work.
There's
for
some
me.
people that can read it and
This
sponge it up.
This is what I think. Okay, if they can't change the whole education system, at least take the 3 types of learning into account,
Yeah.
and instead of splitting top, middle, and bottom, split it into the 3 types of learner.
Yeah.
Because
I
and
don't
then
just need smart, kind of smart, average, and then dumb.
exactly.
That's literally what they're doing. It's like, what the fuck is
It's like pick the 3 people, give tests to do with that when you first join the school.
3 types of learner, that's what they need.
3 types of learner. Give the what you think that that person would be. Give 3 types of tests when you first start in the first week, right?
Yeah.
Crush that in the first week, and then you can just fucking put them into classes and whatnot, and then that's going to be a way easier
And
way
I
of
feel like
learning.
forcing people to go to college is the fucking stupidest thing they've done.
Exactly.
I think it's so stupid. Because now, if you don't go to college, you're seen as just being stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like there's so many people at college that don't want to be there, and they just don't go.
Yeah.
And then it's just like I don't know. I feel like once you're like
Do you want to know the
16,
funniest
you should
thing?
be able to make your own choice
It's
whether you want to go to
100%.
college or not.
Do you know what the funniest thing that I had from that whole thing?
What?
Obviously, as I said, I was the first year that was
Forced to go.
you've got to go.
Yeah.
I remember moving up to Leicester, right? And I remember I was living on my own when I was 16, yeah? And I remember fucking the government calling my nan or whoever they are,
CPS.
Wandsworth Council, whatever. I remember them ringing up my nan and being like, hey, like, what's Aaron doing? What college is he at? I remember my nan turning around to them and going, oh, he works. And they were like, oh, okay, I'll just put that down on the system. Thanks, bye. Going to school until you're 18 is the biggest pile of shit I've ever heard. I'm genuinely not even fucking joking.
Yeah.
I don't know why they implemented that, because it's not even true. You don't even get into trouble if you don't go. Funniest thing.
When I don't go to college, they don't even care.
No.
Which is a bad thing. I could like go to college, I could get like run over and fucking die
Yeah, exactly.
on my way to college, and no one would know. Like I could get murdered and thrown into a bush, and they would call my mum and be like, "Oh yeah, he didn't turn up to college today." Like they don't actually even care about you.
It's stupid.
At school, if you don't go, they freak out like looking for you.
Exactly.
At college, they don't even care.
It's actually ridiculous. Anyway, guys, this podcast's ran on for way too long. It's probably the longest podcast we're ever going to do. I don't know how long it is. It's fine. But I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Again, as I've said, all of mine and Matt's socials will be down somewhere in the description thing. I'm so used to doing YouTube videos, guys. I'm sorry. But it will be somewhere, the socials. If not, then mine is Aaron.Leach70. Matt's is Matt8Bird.
Matt8IRD. So it's Matt Bird just with an 8 instead of a B.
Okay, so that is what Matt's is. They're both Instagram. If you want to give us some topics and stuff to talk about, make sure that you drop it as a DM on Instagram. Also, give this a little rate. Tell us what you think of it. And yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed it. See you in the next one.
Bye.